ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Bald Explorer Live. Back in sunny Worthing, ladies and gentlemen, back in sunny Worthing with my wonderful sister Corinne. So lovely to be back here in the studio, which hopefully is all working. I had to disconnect it and put it all back together again. So anyway, how are you, Corinne?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you.
Marvellous.
Yes.
It's good to see you all the way from Devon.
Sort of.
Sort of. Oh, sort of. We'll find out what she means by sort of a bit later. Well, very shortly. And I understand that you're bearing gifts.
Yes, I have brought something from Devonshire.
From Devonshire, because the last time I spoke to you and I said, will you do the show again? You said, oh yes, I'll definitely do the show again. And I said, oh great. And then you said, I'll bring something up from Devonshire.
Yes, a little taste of Devon.
A little taste of Devon. Because after all, ladies and gentlemen, it is slowly getting into spring. I was told it's the 21st of March is the first day of spring,
okay.
The official first day.
We're nearly there.
So we're nearly there. And of course people will be thinking about their holidays and where to go and places to go and visit for their days out. And if they don't want to go abroad, they may want to go somewhere in the UK. So maybe we can suggest that Devon is one of those places, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, before we get on to all of that, let's see if there's anybody out there actually watching the show and if anyone is willing to say hello. So we've got Cass Pollard, we've got Paul Hine, we've got Maggie, we've got Dave, we've got Steve, we've got Andy, we've got Mark, there's Steve, another Steve, there's Elizabeth Housden, and there's Phil. It's fantastic. Hello to all of you lovely people, and hello from Corinne.
Yes, hello everybody.
Are you receiving us loud and clear? Are you hearing Corinne? That's what I want to know.
Are you hearing me?
Well, are they hearing you?
Yeah.
You're getting all the emojis. Look, all the little emojis are going for it. Yes,
much,
look,
yes.
hello.
Well, it's great. Actually, really great to be back. So,
It is good.
yeah.
Oh, good.
And nice
Oh,
to be
good.
back in the Vobes community.
Marvellous. Now then, Corinne, I'm going to hold you to it because you did say that you were bringing something up. So what have you brought up then? What is this taste of Devonshire that you have?
So well, there's lots of things that could come from Devon, of course. There's cider, but
Cider!
Cider.
Oh, you like a little bit of cider then?
Yeah, but
It's not cider
no,
then?
I'm afraid not. Not
Oh.
after the mead. I didn't know if it was something we could risk.
Did you
really.
watch that? Oh yes, of course. I saw you were out there. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh dear.
So I thought we'd stay sober.
Well, stay sober. Fair enough. That's probably a good thing.
So I have brought a Devon cream tea.
Oh, a Devon cream tea.
Yes.
Here we are,
So
ladies
you
and
have
gentlemen.
your cup of tea.
We've got a cup of
and
tea.
your tea and scone.
So we've got I've got a nice scone or scone, depending on how you pronounce it.
Yes.
So there's a little pot of jam, a scone, and
some clotted cream.
some clotted cream. And you brought in a mug of tea, which actually says on it, Dad. And yours has got a taxi on it because at the end of the show you probably need to go in a taxi.
And it may be really that for a decent Devonshire tea,
Yes.
you need to have nice little, a cup and saucer.
What are you saying?
Well, I haven't brought it, so I
okay.
apologise.
I thought for a moment you
No,
meant
no.
that my little tea set was not adequate.
No, not at all.
Oh, no.
Not at all. Of course. Would I dare to suggest that?
I hope not. So here is a little bit of clotted Devonshire cream.
Yes.
So now hang on a minute. There's a thing, isn't there, about which way you put the cream and the jam on. Is there a correct way of doing this, or is that
Yes.
just fallacy?
No. There's an absolute correct Devon way, which is different from the Cornish way.
Oh
if you're
right. So
having
there's an etiquette.
Yes,
then,
there's
is
an
it?
etiquette. So
Oh,
if you're
right,
having
okay.
a Devon cream tea, what you have to do is you have to put your cream on first
Yes.
and your jam on top.
So cream on first, jam on top for Devon,
Yes.
and then the other way round
Yes,
is to
if
put the
you're
jam on first, the scone on second, and the cream on last.
Yeah,
Is that
well,
right?
onto your scone. If you're in Cornwall,
Yes.
you put your jam on first, and then you put your cream on top of the jam.
And is that adhered to really?
Oh, do you know what? I have learnt.
Yes.
You don't get it wrong.
Oh right.
Yes. It's quite crucial.
So if you were say you're out on holiday and you roll up and there's this typical Devonshire cafe or a little tea room and you go in there and you order this and it comes like this. If you sit and make the error Are you looked on and frowned upon by the owners of the establishment?
Eyebrows may be raised.
Maybe. But if you ordered it, would they wouldn't come and do it for you?
No, I don't think they do.
So it's down to you to know.
I think you have to work it out.
Oh, right.
I think you have to do your prep.
Yeah. So in other words, if you're thrown out, you know you've done it wrong.
Well, I think, you see, the thing is, it's a subtle thing, isn't it? So you wouldn't really think it would make any difference.
I guess you're looking at everybody else's and thinking, oh, yeah, put the cream on. Did you say cream on first?
Yes, for Devon,
right.
Cream first and then your jam. But it makes a difference because it's just been Mother's Day.
Oh, yes, it has. It's just been Mother's Day.
Yeah, so outrage was caused in Cornwall, apparently, at a National Trust property, a very delightful Victorian stately home, who had to advertise for Mother's Day. They had a photograph of a cream tea, a Cornish cream tea.
Yeah.
But they had unfortunately got the Devonshire version. So on the photo, it was the cream first and then the jam.
Oh no!
And people rang in people wrote in to complain. Outrage.
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 Because they saw the picture and it was all wrong.
And it was wrong. Yes, and they wanted the people who had made the mistake to be hounded. Hounded out of Cornwall.
Hung, drawn and quartered,
the Devonshire
no doubt.
mistake.
Shoved down a Cornish mine.
None of this Devonshire tea in Cornwall, for goodness sake,
So, have anybody of you guys gone to Devon or Cornwall, and have you experienced this, the Cornish tea or the Devonshire tea, and have you cocked it up and been hounded out? Hounded may be a term that we come back to.
The Tamar Bridge for making a cream tea mistake.
Where is the Tamar Bridge? What river does that go over? The River Tay?
Ooh.
Or the Tamar?
I don't know.
Where is it then?
Well, it's Plymouth.
It's Plymouth.
Just past Plymouth. So Plymouth is
it
really
is a
the
Cornwall.
end of
Yes.
end
Well,
of
you
Devon,
wouldn't know.
yes.
So why would you know any of that? Elizabeth Housden says, when on long-haul flights with British Airways, they serve you cream teas. Which order of cream and jam, please? Bearing in mind you're probably mid-Atlantic. Oh, yes, I suppose. What would you do?
Well, I think, isn't that a little bit like, when you're in international waters, no
yes.
rules apply?
That's good. Yeah, no rules apply. I think you're all right
do
there,
whatever
Liz.
you prefer.
Elise says, clotted cream on clotted cream ice cream. Clotted cream on clotted ice cream.
Sounds delicious.
Can you get clotted ice cream?
Well, there's a lot of
clots. A lot of clots down there. There's a lot of clots.
Down in the southwest. Well, there's a lot of dairies that make delicious ice cream, and they make clotted cream. So why not?
Oh, fantastic!
Why not? It sounds great.
Yes. Maggie Walters says, I saw the National Trust advert with the scones. They must have changed it as it was flashing from the Devon way to the Cornwall way and so forth. Was it online?
It's online. It's on the ITV online. So it made national news. This is how much of an outrage it is. It was on national, and they had to put out an apology.
Goodness gracious!
And then they changed the photo. So
Well, there you go. It's probably if you get it round the wrong way, there's probably a nerve agent in there. If you happen to be in Salisbury, you'd
be very careful.
You wouldn't want to be rushing around there too long. Anyway, shall we try and do it?
Yes.
So I'm going to let you do it first.
Okay.
Terry Wood says that Bury Pomeroy Castle Cafe, best Devonshire cream tea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, but not very far from me, actually, Bury Pomeroy Castle Cafe. But I haven't been there for a long time, so maybe when I go back, I will take that recommendation up.
Alex Whitlock has just advised us that the Tamar Bridge goes over the River Tamar, which makes sense.
Yes,
like the River Severn Bridge goes over. Oh, now what is it? Is it the?
Well, of course it does.
It's the Severn, isn't it? Yes, that's right. Well done.
I'm just showing my utter ignorance. I've only lived in Devon for 21 years.
No, well, there you go. Jason Terry is saying, hi, Richard, good evening. Julio is here. He says, I was looking for the live show an hour ago, and he remembered that we started daylight saving time yesterday. Ah, yes, we're still on Greenwich Mean here. We're mean with our time. However, this is, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. That is your clotted cream. And this is, how fattening. How fattening.
Oh, don't worry about that. Because this is something you have on holiday, isn't it? So
yes, that's true, yes.
It's a bit of a treat, that's all.
I'm technically on holiday all the time, running this old outfit. So this goes with tea. Would you have it with coffee? could you have it with its traditionally a tea? Is it afternoon? It's an afternoon thing, isn't it?
We're having it a little late, really.
We are.
I suppose it's 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock tea time.
3 o'clock tea time, ladies and gentlemen. And would you put anything else on it?
No, this is it.
This is it. There we go,
and
ladies and
a
gentlemen.
nice cup of tea.
I'm sorry that the internet has not quite yet managed to make it, you know, we've got 3D printing. One of these days, wouldn't it be great to have a 3D printer that I could then put one of these on and you print it out and you just go, thanks, Richard. And you all gobble up exactly the same. That would be fantastic. The shared experience that we could have, that would be marvellous. Now, of course, I've got some eating music to go with this. It's the same eating music that I had on the Saturday show with Harriet when we were eating the chocolates. Not the chocolates, the Arabic sweeties. Which is all quite nice. It's just very laid back, and we like to be a little laid back there. How are you finding it?
Well, I think it's delicious.
You
know.
Oh, it's delicious, yeah. Is this really just for people who visit? Would you find what's a collective noun for Devonshire people?
Devonians?
Would the Devonians eat this, or is it? Yeah. Are they little round, rotund people, and maybe with a larger belly than they ought?
Possibly. Possibly. But I mean, you know, what's not to like? Everybody likes a cream tea once in a while.
Does anybody not like cream? Harriet doesn't drink milk. She doesn't like cream and all of that sort of stuff.
It's no good for vegans, of course.
Oh, right, yeah, if you're a vegan, sorry.
You could break all the rules and just have it with just the jam.
Yes, can you do that? Does that takes
out the clotted.
Takes out the
Maybe
clots,
vegans would like to take out the clots.
Well, we're going to be talking a little bit more about Devon in today's show. But before that, I've got some thanks to do. So Vicky Lynch is asking, where are you? Are we in Devon? No, we're in Worthing. We're sitting in Worthing. Corinne actually lives in Devon, in Newton Abbot.
Newton Abbot?
She lives down there in Newton Abbot. Richard, we don't want any more artificial intelligence. No, that's true. I guess that's true. You're getting plenty of artificial intelligence here, you know. My intelligence is very artificial. It's all made up. It's all ones and zeros, I'm afraid to say. All vegans have been sent out of the room by Mark Selwood, which is great. And collective nouns for people who live in Devon. Devon. There we go. Anyway, I've got some thanks to do first of all, so let me get on and do those thanks. Firstly, where is my little list of things to say and do? I'm all over the place. I don't know if is Russell out there today? Russell McDonald Bell, if he is. He sent me a whole load of suggestions. He's a very nice man. He sent a whole load of suggestions because, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Julia and I are off to Glastonbury for a couple of days, and we are going to flaunt ourselves on the great general public as we go and investigate the little shops in the high street, the mystics, the crystal balls. We're going to go and see the tour. We're going to visit some lovely towers and goodness knows what. But anyway, I wanted to thank the very kind Russell for a great long list of suggestions. He said it's like having a recce before you actually go, and I said that's brilliant because Julia and I are going to get together and sort out our itinerary. I'm going to get her back in the hot seat here, and she's going to tell us where we're going, where we've agreed to go, where I can afford to take us, all that sort of stuff. So thank you to him. Also, I want to thank Elise Marianne. Elise, you're out there. I don't know whether I really want to be thanking you for this because you were watching the show with Harriet the other night and I got upstaged. Have a look at this. So this is typical of what they would... Don't look at your snout out to it. This is typical of what they would eat in Dubai.
Yes, and in the hotel that we were staying in, every afternoon, these would help us out with tea.
This is like a little tiny...
Just stop me in the middle of my sentence.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. They would have it with mint tea.
Yes, out in the hotel, so it's very typical. Yeah. But it's incredibly sweet.
It is sweet. And what are the nuts that they use?
Pistachio, I think.
Oh, pistachio. It is delicious, though. I mean, you couldn't eat too many, but... Yeah. So there we are. I was upstaged by a cat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if I should be annoyed or whether that's an improvement. Probably an improvement,
I don't
really.
know. I think that actually is the nature of cats.
You've got a cat, haven't you?
I do have a cat, yes.
And is that what... I mean, they just want your attention 24/7,
Well, I think when you're working on a laptop...
Yes.
They will sit on the laptop or walk across it. Or, if you've got your arms, you're on the keyboard, they will sit on your arms.
Oh.
Just so you can't... Or, I recently was knitting a little cardigan for my son's girlfriend's sister's new baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Got that. My son's sister's girlfriend's new baby.
And
your son's sister's girlfriend.
my son Joshua.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. My son's girlfriend's sister baby.
Yes. Got it.
Right. Got it.
Does it matter? You were knitting.
I was knitting,
yes.
And yeah. So either on the laptop, the cat will be on the laptop. If you're knitting, the cat will be on your knitting. So basically, I think the objective of a cat is to whatever you're giving your attention to.
Yes.
Don't give it to me.
Give it to me. Give it to
yes.
the cat.
I'm
yes.
more important. Yes.
How many of you out there? How many people out there have cats? Do you have cats? Do you have this same shared experience? I'll be interested to know. Let me know. If you do, that would be quite good.
And what is the name of this beautiful cat?
Oh, yes. And
Yes.
Elise, what is the name of your cat? That would be very interesting. He loves being on the big screen, says the cat.
He's become a star now.
Happy Purr Day to Jay.
Yes.
So Jay Smith, it says, I'm spending my birthday with you. Jay Smith, happy birthday,
happy
Jay.
birthday.
Didn't realise. Sorry, missed that one. Can't always read everything, but I'm so pleased we saw that.
Yes.
So,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! So, I suppose on a birthday, J, you become H, do you? Is that right?
What?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Oh, no, you become K.
Oh,
you become
K.
K. You get an extra line. What did I say? H.
H.
I was mentally
Going backwards.
I was mentally going, as we were singing, I was going, okay, here's a joke.
Can he do the alphabet?
Not as I sing, no. Made a complete arse. Anyway, I've got another little thank you to do. I got this. Oh no, not this. I didn't get that. I got this. Oh, I mustn't show the address. I got this lovely letter. Lovely handwritten letter, ladies and gentlemen. Handwritten. This is from one of my more mature listeners called Anne, who wrote in a letter. She also sent a cheque. She says, Dear Richard, I'm enclosing a cheque for £20 to help you and Julia get to Glastonbury. Isn't that nice? Isn't that fantastic? But then the best bit is she goes on to say, just to let you know, you have brought a new interest for me in my later life. It's just something I look forward to. Your podcast and your walks makes my life more enjoyable. From Anne. Thank you, Anne. That's so touching. That's so nice. I'm just going to shove it over there. That's so nice to think that somebody, of your stature, of your great wisdom, of your, somebody in your phase of life is tuning in to the
old Vobes vibes.
To the Vobes vibes, exactly. And it's lovely. And I thought there must be more people like Anne who can operate the internet or computers or laptops and things and enjoys tuning into this sort of nonsense. And that's so nice. So I must try and reach out. Hang on a minute. So much nicer. So, thank you very much for all of that. We'll be having a look in a minute, soon, into... I don't know what I'm doing. We'll be having a look into the group to look at your pictures. Meanwhile, we're going to talk about Devon. So, what can you tell us about Devon? And how long did you say you've been there?
I've been there for 21 years.
So 21 years, ladies and gentlemen. My sister fled from the family Vobes. Well, from the Sussex area. Couldn't get far enough away, but you stopped in Devon. So,
yes.
So what is it about Devon?
Well, Devon is just an absolutely fabulous place to live. It's a fabulous place to visit, and it's a fabulous place to live. So there's everything that you want, really. There's gorgeous beaches. Beaches from sort of, the tacky, kiss-me-quick hat type beaches, popular fairground rides, that sort of stuff.
What sort of beaches? Where would you go for those?
I think Torquay. Torquay would be a good... I mean, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But it's
the English Riviera, isn't it?
Yes, and also Dawlish.
That's a lovely
Warren,
name.
Yeah, fabulous.
Dawlish Warren.
Dawlish Warren is brilliant because there's a sort of fairgroundy ride, so it's a good place to go on holiday with kids,
Wow.
families.
Wow.
But there's also a huge bird reserve.
Oh yeah.
So lots of people who are interested in birds. There's lots of different types. I mean, I don't do
feathered types and other types?
No, yes, indeed, but probably mostly.
Oh, you were
mostly
thinking of the
looking
feathered
at the
types.
feathers.
All right,
Yeah,
sorry, I
yeah,
beg your
yeah.
pardon.
Yes, yes.
And then the nicer beaches.
And then the South Hams area.
Oh yeah, that's really
yes.
south.
That's nearer Plymouth and the old Tamars.
I went to South Hams when I was doing my corporate filming to film some testimonials for something, and we filmed this guy, and it was. It's like, pardon? I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Yes.
And that's how they spoke.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
And my client said, "Can you make anything out of that?" I said, "I'm not too sure, but I'm too embarrassed to ask him to speak clearly."
Yeah, no, there's a very distinctive Devon accent with some very specific words that.
But I mean, you've been there 21 years. You haven't come back with it. Do you lapse into the Devonshire burr?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. But maybe I have a bit of a lilt now. I don't know. I've been there for a long time, so maybe a little bit. But yeah,
it's an interesting thing because coming from Sussex, I think I have a fairly neutral accent.
Oh, but you do have to be a bit careful with that, you see. There's a bit of a mistake.
Oh dear.
Well, when I first went into nursing and I went up to London, I made that mistake, and I said to somebody in my group who was from Warrington, I said, "Oh well, I don't really have an accent," and she took great offence because she said, "Of course you do have an accent, but the fact that you think that you don't is a bit elitist." Yeah, so that was interesting.
I don't know that it's elitist if you don't think you have an accent.
Well, I don't know, but I think the point she was making is that you think that yours is the normal, and then everybody else has an accent.
Well, yes, and I suppose what I was going to say is that if you're in Devon, you don't hear your accent. Just as being in Sussex, I don't think of. I can't hear what there used to be, the old Sussex accent.
No, I agree.
That seems to have been eradicated. But in Devon, there's definitely an accent. Liverpool is definitely.
Yeah.
There's definite.
Ours is a mixture, isn't it? Because where we
Essex,
where we grew up, lots of people have sort of come from everywhere, and it's just stayed to be near London.
Yes, but
we don't have a London accent.
I wouldn't say we're London accent, but I'd be interested in your thoughts on that. But when I open my big gob, am I being elitist? Am I an elitist swine?
I don't know if it is. It's just what somebody pointed out to me.
Yes.
Because I didn't think that, because I thought I have a neutral accent.
I suppose my accent is close to the BBC, which is close to received pronunciation, isn't it?
Yes, I think that's the thing.
I'm not sort of 1940s BBC.
But you could be.
But I could be. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on the BBC, we now go live to Her Majesty the Queen. My husband and we don't speak none of that renounced pronunciation bollocks. We speak the Queen's English, which is however I speak. I thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You've got a little shrill.
A little shrill there, ladies and gentlemen. You're all probably carrying and going, oh my God. So anyway, we're talking Devon. Let's just check that you're still actually out there. I'm just having a quick look. I'd love to go back. Oh, they're all talking amongst themselves. I've been to Bigbury Bay in Devon.
Oh, yes. Bigbury is beautiful.
Bigbury, that's a great name, isn't it?
Yes.
Bigbury.
With Burr Island.
Oh, right. Burr Island gets cut off from the mainland. There's a hotel on the island where Poirot was filmed.
Yes,
David.
yes.
I was in many David Poirot souchets. I mean, Poirots with David. I was always a policeman in the background, a background policeman in all that 1930s very heavy wool outfit. I could tell you a few
Yes,
stories.
and that hotel on Burr Island has got 1930s decor. And in fact, I have a few times tried to go and have a cream tea in that hotel, but you're not allowed. You can only have cream tea if you are staying in the hotel. You're not just allowed to sort of rock up and go to their restaurant.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
quite bad. So there's lots of legends, aren't there, in Devon? There's some Devonshire legends. Can you? I'm just going to move that over there so that cream is too tempting. What can you tell us about the legends?
Yes.
And stuff? Because there's Dartmoor. That's one big, vast place. And Bodmin's in Cornwall, isn't it?
No, I think Bodmore. Yes.
Yes, I think that's in Cornwall.
North Devon.
Or North. Yes.
I'm sure the listeners will correct me.
Yes, it's north of Exeter, and anything north of Exeter is north. So yeah, so what have you got to say about the legends and things?
Yes. So apart from the fabulous beaches, there's Dartmoor, which is fairly large.
Right.
Fairly large, and there are many ghost stories attached to Dartmoor, but some are apparently have nationwide. So have had notoriety nationwide.
Oh, I see.
Not just
yes.
confined to
So it's
sort of
not just
local, not just local.
Not just the locals down there know about it. Everyone knows.
Yes.
I told them, see? I told them.
So I don't know, is that Hound Tour?
Yes, here we are.
Yes.
This is here's a picture of Hound Tor. Now, of course, we all know that a tor is what, the outcrop of rocks at the top of a hill. Is that
Well,
what
it was
is?
volcanic at one stage, and as it's worn down, it's granite rock. So on Dartmoor, there's lots and lots of these different tors, and some of them are huge like that, and some of them are tiny, and some of them look like rocks just stacked on top of each other. I don't know what that is.
come to that.
Yes. So one of them is called Hound Tor,
Right.
which is very famous. I think the most famous one on Dartmoor is probably Haytor, but near to Haytor is Hound Tor. And
Hound, as in the dog.
Dogs,
As in the
yes.
Hound of the Baskervilles.
yes.
Oh, okay.
And is apparently called Hound Tor because it's a pack of dogs which has been set in stone, or phantom dogs cast into stone.
Well, that's a little excerpt frame from, I think, the 1930s or 1940s film, The Hound of the Baskervilles, with the famous actor who was Basil Rathbone. There you go, and fighting the hound on the top of some bricks. Some rocks, not bricks. I beg your pardon. And I don't know if that is on this particular one here, the Hound Tour. But so that's not how it got its name then?
Well, I think that there's several versions of what inspired the Hound of the Baskervilles, but the thing of Hound Tour is supposed to be one of the things that inspired
Conan Doyle. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
So when you visit Hound Tour, there's a very nice little sort of well, it's not really a cafe. It's a
When you visit these rocks,
yes.
there's a cafe up there
Well,
in the middle of nowhere.
There's a car park.
Oh,
and in the car park is a sort of booth, which sells.
Oh, like a mobile. Oh,
Yes,
I see. Oh,
yes,
I'm with you. Oh, sorry. I was
yeah.
thinking of it like a little building with a flag on it.
No, not so sophisticated.
No. Oh, okay. Yes, because there are. I mean, it is a vast moor, Dartmoor. But there is the main road that goes past Princetown, isn't there?
Yes, yeah.
And then there are big car parks.
That's right.
Where you park, and in there is this mobile cafe.
Which is called the Hound of the Basket Meals.
The Hound of the Basket Meals. Very good.
Because it's by Hound Tour, so that
Oh yeah.
So that's
well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Hound of the Basket Tours.
But I think that it's disputed where the Hound of the Hound of the Baskervilles, where the idea came from, because also in Buckfastleigh, which is fairly near Hound Tor, not hugely near, but at the beginning of the moors.
That's a village.
Buckfastleigh is a small town.
Oh, a small town, beg your pardon.
So there's somebody there called Richard Cable, apparently, in 1677, who was a notorious gentleman hunter.
Right.
Who had apparently sold his soul to the devil, and when he died, his ghost was seen with a phantom pack hunting on the moor. So this is supposed to be a legend for, you know, some of the myths and stories that Conan Doyle heard, which inspired this story. So I don't know. I think that all of these things are a little bit mixed up. So, yeah.
Right. So there we go. That's a classic image of the Hound on the Baskervilles. Not the Hound on the Baskervilles, Hound of, because the Baskervilles was a family, and wasn't it Stapleton who said to Sherlock Holmes, "Don't go on to the moors, Sherlock. Don't go on to the moors." I only remember it because it was a Burkus. Oh, I've got another nosebleed coming on. It was the Burkus wage. I had a nosebleed when you were on last, didn't I? Yes. This time I've actually got it dribbling coming down the nozzle.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
You're just going to bleed.
I'm bleeding for my art here.
Yeah.
But I may have to sort of put my head back a little bit. Anywhere on the neck will do. Anyway, so whilst I'm attacking the little red bit,
Yeah, you are.
I'll sit here.
You need some ice. They've got some ice in your fridge.
I might have a little bit of
I can
ice.
get you some ice.
Yeah, all right then.
Oh, we can make it stop.
I wonder why it's. I wonder. It must be the cream. It must be the cream, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just sit like this. Oh yeah. Have I got anything else I can play? I've got nothing to play in, ladies and gentlemen. So it's just. Luckily, I've got a red hanky.
It's all right. We've got peas.
Oh, we've got peas. Oh, you got it on the back of my neck.
Yes.
That's cold.
I know. You just have to tolerate it. I'm so sorry, but this will make it stop.
Oh, right.
This is our go-to remedy.
Oh, is it?
At work.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, fair dues. Well, I'm very thrilled about that. Tell us about this. This is a funny thing. Hound Tor is fairly near the Dartmoor prison.
Yes. And then, so I think a lot of the myths on Dartmoor come from the fact that it's bleak, and then up there is the prison as well.
Right.
And the prison is there, isn't it? Because basically, it's not a prison now.
No.
It's stopped being a prison.
It's a museum now, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a museum. There's a museum there, ladies and gentlemen.
But basically,
Princetown.
but you would if you got out, if you managed to get out of that prison, you weren't going anywhere because it's so bleak.
Yes.
There's nowhere to go.
Right.
So it lends itself then, I think, to sort of lots of stories and myths. So the hairy hands.
Yes.
So this is a huge myth on Dartmoor, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Right.
But everybody knows this in Devon, and again, this has been in national newspapers as well. The hairy hands on Dartmoor.
Right.
So between Post Bridge and Two Bridges, there's a stretch of road, and there has been from the 1920s onwards, there has been very odd motor vehicle accidents, and
attributed to
the hairy hands.
So what do the hairy hands do?
So basically, what the hairy hands do is either on your motorbike or on your car, they grab your steering device, they grab your steering wheel or on with your motorbike, and they take over. And they're very, very powerful, they're very muscular, they're very big, and they're very strong, and they swerve you violently off the road.
And what did they say that these are? What is the legend behind the hairy? Whose hands are they supposed to be?
Well, I think there's a number of different stories, and nobody knows. So one version is that this is somebody who was in an accident,
right,
and is then causing other people to have accidents.
And and people have genuinely think they've seen it or had these accidents.
The people that have seen these have been people who have. So somebody who was the doctor at the prison. So not. So somebody who was
sensible. I mean, yes. No, they're not just sort of people on for a bit of an ego trip.
No. And then another person who was a major in an army. And these are people saying, "I know this sounds ridiculous, but this happened. These strong hands, swerved me off the road."
Hands that do dishes.
Yes.
Hands that do dishes and something's in mild green, hairy hands.
So and you know, there's a lot of explanations that it's the people who are driving on Dartmoor that don't know the road. It's a thin stretch. The road is very thin, and you know it's dark, and
you could easily just lose attention. And it's a great story to tell the officer. Yes, officer, as the hairy hands that carries us driving along, minding my own business.
And it utterly makes sense because everybody knows about the hairy hands. So if you can blame it on the hairy hands, all well and good.
Claire Leach says that Bodmin Moor is in Cornwall, so we were right to say that. We were just testing you, of course. How about ghost walking videos sometimes, says Dean. And yes, Julia has already got that underhand, actually, because she used to do a ghost hunting in Portsmouth, and she's arranging that we go to the Round Tower and do a bit of ghost hunting. Someone coming into the room now would think you a little strange today, Richard. I'm a little strange every day, to be honest with you. I've just had a nosebleed. What do you expect? Tilt your head forward and put the peas on your nose. That would be even more funny. Yeah, shove them up the nose probably would be better.
That would stop it, though.
High blood pressure, chap, says Kevin, enjoying the show. High blood pressure. I don't know that I have high blood pressure, although it's only in the last month that I've had a couple of nosebleeds. Maybe it's all this pressure to get the show out.
It's the stress.
It's the stress. The stress. It's the stress. The stress. I can't speak now. I'll go and make an appointment to see the doctor and probably get some idiot pills. Any other stories about... I'll tell you, save those for a minute, because let's go and have a look at the group and see what the group have been up to, or people in the group, because you've been posting pictures, which has been absolutely fantastic. And as you know, I like to go in and have a little delve about and see what's going on inside the Bald Explorer group. And if you're not a member of the Bald Explorer group, you jolly well should be, because the advantage of being a member of the Bald Explorer group is not only can you all talk to each other, which is lovely, a bit like a forum, but every time anything's posted or messages from, say, moi, everybody gets notified, as opposed to when it's, you know how annoying Facebook can be when you post something on your timeline and nobody sees it because Facebook sort of only allow 3 people of your million followers to find it. Well, apparently if you put it in the group, you'll all get notified, probably to distraction. So here we are. Let's start first of all with this very lovely handsome geezer who had posted in the group, and this is Paul Hine in Petworth Park with his lovely dog called Oddie. And there's a number of other pictures there. I believe you'll get to see his very lovely lady who is doing a bit of meditation in there as well. And here, this is an interesting one that was posted. This is posted by Judith Oakley. It's a chalk head she found in Old Stairs Beach. And some time ago, she doesn't know what it's from and where it came from, but does anybody recognise it? Is it you? No, I mean, have you seen it? And she wants to know if it's still there. If anybody could go and have a quick gander, that would be great. This was put up by the lovely David Keel, who has been rummaging around at Hayshot Green, which is... sort of, I was just trying to remember. Oh, he's got a map actually. I think he put up a map. It's a beautiful walk through the woods. Here we go, Hayshot Green, which I think is up near Midhurst, if I remember rightly. I may have got that wrong, but he says it's it's near Cold Harbour. So as opposed to Hot Harbour. Sorry. So that got a lovely walk there, and it's well worth going, and I may go and take my camera up there when the weather improves. Then, of course, we move over. Dave Baker has been in... Oh, Dave Baker's in Midhurst. That's where I was getting confused. Dave Baker's been in Midhurst looking at the balloons. I think this is from last year, but it would be great to go and see a balloon festival. Has anybody actually... Have you been in a balloon, Corinne?
No, never.
Never.
No, I'd love to.
I have been in a hot air balloon, and it was fantastic. You're talking of tours. Here we go. Have a look at this. This is Crick Howell, or Table Mountain, or close to Table Mountain, near Crick Howell. Maggie Walters has posted this up, again with a number of other pictures. Lovely, delightful place to go and investigate. I have been near there,
where
but
that is? Where is
it's I think that's up on the Brecon Beacons, around that sort of neck of the woods.
Yeah, beautiful.
And this, I think, this is this is Cairnbrea Castle. I can't remember if that's Scotland or Wales now, but that's Mark Selwood. Maybe you could just remind us, because you're out there. And not out there by the castle. I mean, you're out there in the watching. That's what I mean.
Chilly out in the castle now.
Yes, exactly. So thank you for posting those pictures and just sort of showing, just take one from them. Gives you an excuse to go in and check out the other pictures, interesting places to go. And on that note, is it going again? No,
It did have a little...
Oh, I just had a little blip from the old nozzle. I'm very much trying to encourage the lovely listeners, viewers, correct myself there, before I bleed to death, I'm encouraging the viewers to go out with their when you're on a walk or you're somewhere and you've got your phone with you, okay, is to go and take some pictures like you do, and then take your hang on, where are you? There we are. Take your camera and do a little bit to camera and go something like, "Hello Richard, this is me. I'm walking through Petworth Park at the moment. It's a lovely day and I'm taking some photographs and oh look, there's a tarantula coming after me," or something. Do a little thing to camera, or give us some facts and figures. This road was built in 1832 by Thomas Telford, and a lot of people have used it since then. That sort of thing. Send me the pictures, send me the video clip, I'll put it together and we can play it in, and you'd be my roving reporter, you see. So I would then go, right, we'll go over to Gerald Smoth of Harpington, and there he is, and I would play it in. Get the idea? So you become even more part of the show. Of course, you may not want to, but you've got to.
It's a great excuse to do some selfies.
Yes, absolutely. And talk to yourself in public, which is what I end up doing, holding the camera when I'm sort of going round going, "Hello, I'm Richard Vobes out on another walk," and everyone's looking at you going, "Who is this clot?" I'm a Devonshire clot.
You are for today.
Yes, I am. And I'm wishing something would clot in my nose. Thanks very much.
Not enough clotted cream.
No, exactly. And I just want to say to Lee Freeston, thank you very much for your suggestions about Chichester Harbour and Emsworth. He's offered to take me round, which is very nice. I do ask people from time to time, would you, when they make a suggestion, I often say, "Oh, how about taking me round on the camera?" And some people go, "Not bloody likely, you're not getting me on the camera." And other people say, "Yeah, delighted." So, it's entirely up to you. But I just try to make this more and more inclusive, really. So, and we're going to go round some... Is there on the top of your head any interesting places in Devon that we could go and film when I come down?
Lots of places, aren't there? I mean, we could have a look at... This is why I'm introducing some of these things about Dartmoor, because there's lots of places.
Well, Dartmoor would be one, lovely.
Yes.
You could spend a day on Dartmoor. And of course, you've got to be careful because it changes. The weather changes very rapidly, doesn't it?
It can do. Yeah,
Yeah,
it can
yeah.
do. And there are places which are extremely boggy. And you can get into trouble, so you have to know what you're doing.
You have to know. I have got a number of books on Dartmoor actually, and of course Dartmoor's got those lovely clapper bridges.
Yes,
And
ancient clapper bridges. They're beautiful.
Beautiful, and those crosses, the stone crosses.
Yes, and many stone circles as well.
Oh, and many
that
stone
actually
circles.
Julia would probably like.
Well, we have to get Julia down
have
to
to come.
Devon. Then the
Yeah.
three of us can go jaunting
Yes.
around there. That would be fun.
And the Wistman's Wood, that's a wood.
I'm sorry?
Wistman's Wood.
Wistman's Wood.
Apparently is haunted. But I didn't know it was. Somebody's only told me that recently. I just thought it's a charming little wood. It's on, I think it's limestone boulders, and it's oak trees which are terribly stunted.
Oh yeah, we did hunt out a picture of that once before. Did we not show that last time?
Yeah, I think
Maybe
we did.
yeah.
But on that is the Druid's Rock.
Oh
So
yes.
I think Julia might enjoy
Oh,
that.
we've got to go to the Druids Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
So Julia, that's another trip. We'll go south to
Come
Devon.
and stay with me, Julia. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, make you very welcome.
You'll have to get rid of your lodger for that week.
Yes, yes. But then also we could explore Torquay, because Torquay is the home of 40 Towers.
Oh yes.
And also Agatha Christie.
Oh yes, of course she disappeared to Torquay, didn't she?
Yeah,
That's where she went when she
yes.
vanished and nobody knew where she was. She was in Torquay.
Yes, and there's some beautiful walks around where she stayed. So yeah, that might be worth a visit.
Well, the Bald Explorer needs to explore a little further afield, so that's what we're trying to do. And so I think a trip to Devon would be great. And then, of course, down to Cornwall at some point. I've got to dip my toe in Land's End at some point.
Yeah.
But very busy, I gather, Land's End, because The World and His Brother is doing exactly the same.
But there's many, many really beautiful places in Cornwall to visit. you know, it's a stunning
place. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and of course, all your suggestions always welcome. I'll get rid of my snotty bloody rag now. All your suggestions are very welcome. Let's see what's going on in the chat room here. Where can I get your mug, Richard, says Jake. Which one? This one with the dad on or the one with the picture? I need to get some merch, as they say.
Yes.
Not this one, presumably. The one that's in the kitchen, I'm afraid. It's being washed up, you know. Washed out to dry like his owner. Maggie Walters says, Vobing reporters. Oh, I like it.
Nice.
I think that's well done.
Well done.
The Vobing reporters.
Yes.
Brilliant. Love it. Must remember that. Write that down quick.
Coin that one.
Yes,
That's great.
coin that.
Yes.
Vobing reporters. Brilliant. There we are. So you can become a Vobing reporter. I love that. Nikki Jess says, my sister just goes to Cornwall with her friend. Oh, well, that's fantastic. Plym Bridge Wood, says Terry Wood. Devon was walking there today.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Julia says, a haunted woods I'm in.
Yeah, good.
So you're not going to get to see your husband much, are you? You're going to be dashing around the country, investigating all these mystical places. Claire Leach is saying Badger's Holt on Dartmoor is lovely.
Yes.
Childhood memories from there. You know where that is?
Yes, been there. And there's Finglewood is another fabulous place. I mean the names.
Finglewood, is that like where Fingle's Cave is? Oh no, that's an opera, isn't it? Fingle's Cave.
And there's a Drogo Castle.
Pardon?
Drogo Castle.
Drogo. I thought you said Go-Go Castle with all those lovely Go-Go girls. But that's the wrong kind of castle. Good show, says Elaine Brazier. Thank you very much. Andy Ash says Men O Toll. Men O Toll? Rich.
Where is it?
It's
Men
just-
O Toll.
Men O Toll. Know that one?
No. But I feel like I should.
Yes. Well, we'll look that one up. We'll look
Yes.
that one up. Sorry, we're being ignorant. Lovely show. Thank you, Richard and Corinne. Off your face. Oh, thanks. Get a few polo shirts done. Oh, yeah, there we go.
For the merchandise.
For the merchandise.
Yes.
That wasn't me.
But
that
then
was someone else who said
somebody,
that. Oh, right.
You could give the Vobing reporters. Is that
Oh,
what
yes, yes.
T-shirt.
Well, that's an idea.
Yeah.
There you go. What we need to do is, it's another fund, but we get a fundraiser. We could, or maybe I'll get them and sell them on at cost price, you know, not to make money, but just for fun. And you could have, you know, Vobing reporter, Bald Explorer or whatever, and then you wear that when you're out there doing the...
And then people won't think you're just talking to yourself.
Exactly. You're there going, hello, I'm a Vobing reporter.
I'm a Vobie.
For the Bald Explorer. A Bald Explorer Vobing reporter. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Anyway, listen, I think we've gone on for very, very long. I do apologise. 48 minutes. That's quite a long time.
That's gone very quickly.
It's just
I had
vanished.
More. I had more.
You'll have to come
Another
back.
show.
You'll have to come back.
Yes.
So there we are. So thank you to Corinne for coming in and doing the show.
Thank you very much.
It's been great fun. Thank you for coming and watching the show. Thank you for calling 999, and the ambulance is now waiting outside to take me to emergency and have my nose completely sucked out. Which is great. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another show, hopefully less any red stuff. And we'll be getting Corinne back on the show again soon. Have you enjoyed the second one?
It's always really, really fun. And can I just very quickly say, anybody that feels that they don't want to be filmed, I feel a bit like that. But just, the fun of it, it's tremendous fun, so just go for it.
Just go for it, yeah. Well, because people see you walking down the street, it's just the same, isn't it? So you know, exactly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we better go. Nice to see you nice. Bad news about Ken Dodd, who has dodded off. But he leaves space for the rest of us to muck about and have a bit of fun with a tickling stick, which I must go and find. So, from Corinne and I in jolly old Worthing to you, wherever you are, goodbye!
Bye.
Goodbye! Take care, one and all.